Good morning, good morning. This is Laura here. I'm just taking off the banner. Good morning to you. Great to be here with you. My name is Laura. This is Mama Power, and we are here on the amazing New Thought Media Network. Whether you're watching now or catching up later, can you see my celebrations? Had a bit of a party yesterday because it was the Cosmic Prayer 1-year birthday party, and such an exciting time we had with so many beautiful guests that were coming back onto the broadcast to say hi and to share their prayer demonstrations that have happened for them over the past year. Just get my earrings straight here. So how are we all this morning? Well, it may not be morning for you. I mean, it's 2:30 here in the afternoon for me on this glorious Tuesday. I'm in the UK. Wherever you are on this amazing planet, I'm going to aim my eye vision at the camera here. Got the thing going on. Wherever you are on this beautiful planet, welcome to the Mama Power, Unlock Your Mama Power broadcast that happens here twice a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday on New Thought Media Network. And of course, it goes out into many directions. It gets placed in many beautiful places for you to be able to find it on my YouTube page, which is Laura Topper, on the New Thought Media Network YouTube page. You can subscribe to both of those. Ching! Yes, I would say subscribe to both of those destinations now. And it's a podcast also, and it's on my website, and it's on the New Thought Media Network's website, and it's on Facebook. And so the word is shared out for you to hear of the power that you are already. The power is within you. There's no need to go searching and looking and trying to find it out there in this, in that, in this person, that thing, that whatever. It's all within you. You have the answers right here, right now, in your heart, in your mind, in your whole being. It is seeded in you, and it takes a lot of us a long time for that kind of light bulb moment, the light to, the big beacon lighthouse of light to kind of go off to realize that we have it all within us, and we don't need to go searching elsewhere. Today I'm going to talk about our children. I know that, this whole thing, every time I talk, it's a different kind of topic. Sometimes it's prosperity, it's our business. Last week it was menopause. And today I'm talking about our relationships with our children, because we are women of power. We do have it all within us. That's what I believe, and that's my message. And that means that our lives are on this default of how it has run for years and years and years, and we've never really looked to see and to realize that we can make those changes for it to work the way we really truly want it to work. Now, when we set our intentions and we know our values and we understand the foundation of our values, and we have the greater vision for our lives, and we let go into that vision and let that vision unfold, allow that vision to unfold, then we know we're living on purpose. When we don't have that clarity with our values, and we're not quite sure of the vision, and we're kind of living ad hoc and default, and kind of not really going, not really creating our day or for how we see our unfolding, then we're kind of caught up in the external. And for me and people that I work with, women that I work with, I like to have that foundation, that clarity kind of based in there from the very beginning. And that is the foundation of the divine. And I know that Spirit working through everything, as everything, expressing in as and through everything. There's only one thing going on, even though it looks like a million trillion different things. It's one thing happening right now. And that thing is the divine source, whatever you want to call this ineffable essence, that we get to use. We use this power. We use it. We can use it. We are using it, in fact, in every moment. It's just, are we using it consciously, or are we just being that leaf in the wind that's kind of blowing around in the wind? Or do we have this intentional direction? Now, with our children, it can be very difficult on many levels. And I'm speaking from experience. My daughter is 19, so I understand what it is, what it means to be a mother, what it means to be a mother when relationship is not as we think it should be, as communicative we really want it to be. And I understand the pain of that. I understand the frustration of that, and I understand the sleepless nights and the uncertainty, and also the fear that we have for our children. And decisions as young adults and young teens, or where we kind of input and where we don't input, where we allow them to experience from everything that we can see that may not be how we would want it to be. And if we're running our own business and our lives and our relationship with our partners, or maybe not, but just our families and COVID and everything else that's going on, we have a lot to deal with, and it can be very soul destroying because we often don't. For me personally, I know that when I have been going through that kind of experience, for me the only way to get a place to turn has always been within. Now that doesn't mean that my moment by moment experience is filled with this deep inner peace and I'm kind of, on this cloud, like enlightenment the whole time. Of course not. I'm a human being. We're human beings, and we get to express our feelings and our emotions and to speak truth and feel it. And what I love about the truth and living in the truth is that we do not deny what we're feeling. We do not deny the expression of who we are. We allow that to guide us. We allow those feelings, those emotions. I talked on this last week. We allow them to be present so that we can dialogue with them and we can get to the truth of them and understand them more in our human minds. And when it comes to our children, that can get very murky because there's a lot of emotion in there. There can be a lot of emotion that can keep us held in a place, in a space. And what I'm saying to you is, I know the journey that you're on, it may not always be and feel that smooth. It may not feel as if it's a simple process with our children. And it isn't. And I don't believe it's meant to be. Because as they're learning and growing, so are we. We're learning how to navigate this whole experience of motherhood, of parenthood. Let's call it parenthood. And at the same time, we're learning how to navigate the experience of parenting ourselves, of being the mother, the parent, the guide to ourselves. Because often we choose subconsciously to put ourselves last in the relationship with our children. Now, I know that it may not feel easy to kind of get on with our lives and follow our bliss and live that vision when we have children, because we need to navigate that. We need to be there for them and to provide those basic needs to the degree that we can for them. And I also know the angst and the frustration we have children when our children are very determined and they grow and they want to live their lives in a certain way, and we can see and feel that is not our truth. And what I will speak on right now for this is that I've been there, and I'm still there on some degree with my daughter to some degree, and that the few practices I've put into practice for myself have saved me, have absolutely served and saved me. And those practices that I'm going to share with you right now, and it's not that I'm just pulling out a magic kind of wand at all, because these are long-standing practices that I've chosen over a long period of time to daily implement into my life. And that is an expanded awareness of how I feel in the moment when my daughter is not showing up the way I think she should be showing up, or not dealing with something the way I think she should be dealing with it. And those practices of awareness are for me to become clearer on why I believe that I am right. Why I believe that I am right. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not right, and that doesn't mean that she's not right. It's me having a deep, long-term inquiry with myself so that I can get to the core of my values and I can live by those values. And that is very empowering. Now, the other part of this is not to try and fix that person, not to try and fix our child. Of course, if they're doing something that's putting them in some kind of sense of danger, or they're not being safe, then of course we intervene. We are parents. We're not going to let our children do something that puts them at a physical or emotional risk. No. The thing is that parenthood is a long inquiry into ourselves. That's what I believe. And to be that woman of power, to be that top mama, to use our mama power means that we get to exercise that understanding, that inquiry with ourselves, and really delve deeply into who we think we are. Who do I am because my daughter is doing something or has done or whatever, or my behavior in this whole thing? We get to live out loud or consider that other person is doing something wrong because I don't agree with it or we don't agree with it. So my first thing that I would recommend here into being that mother for yourself and being that showing up for yourself really is to use every situation as a deeper line of inquiry for awareness. You know, why do I think this is not right? Why do I think it should be this way and not that way? And it's harsh because we don't often hear what we think we want to hear. There's often a deeper underlying truth that has nothing to do with our daughter or our son. It has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with us. Oh, yes, I know it's not easy. It's not easy. And the reason I'm saying all of this to you right now is because things are being highlighted for me with my daughter. Things are being shown to me of how I can be a better mother to myself and to allow this situation to unfold and not to have to be the one to try and make it or fix it the way I think it should be fixed. Because we are each here as a unique divine expression unfolding. And so we're each here with the knowing that we have, the infinite knowing that I have is going to be different to the knowing that my child has. And the knowing that you have is going to be different to knowing that your care, those people who care for you as your parents, or the people that grew you up. Because we each get to be that individualized expression of who we are. We each get to live it. And so a part of parenting, I believe, is to allow that expression and not to necessarily believe that I am right, they are wrong, it should be like this, it should be like that. It takes an openness and a willingness to surrender. So that's the second part here, is surrendering. So we become aware, we have this deeper line of inquiry within ourselves, and then we surrender and allow. We allow this beautiful expression of life, love, in the child that we know to flourish in the way they need to, and they're going to learn in the way that they need to learn. Now, when they're youngsters, we're there and we're very protective and we're very nurturing, nourishing and caring over their every move. And as they grow, we, of course, the cord gets cut. The cord gets cut many times. 7, 14, 21, big cord cutting sessions going on there in many ways. And again, later on, of course, many times this is happening. And there are often times the cord will get cut and we're trying to make it, strengthen it, and our child is really trying to cut it. And the allowing is an act in itself of faith. To have that faith, that what we think they might be doing isn't right, and we're having this torment within us. I've been there, I have been there, I have been there, where it is about the safety of our children. It is about the decisions they're making, and the social media, and the peer pressure, and all of the internet stuff that's going on, and all of the advertising and marketing that is chucked at them and at us on a daily basis. I mean, how many times do we scroll through this every day? The amount and number of images that we see, and we see continually, could be hundreds, thousands that we see. And our young people are also getting this, probably more multiplied, because then they're kind of more visually aware, maybe, and sucked in to the story, and not always a healthy story. So these images become a part of mass consciousness that seep into the memory, that are the memory, that become the collective consciousness of how we should and shouldn't be, how we should and shouldn't fit in, how we have to be to fit into this thing that we call society, that we have made ourselves because of the idea of how it should or shouldn't be. It's all self-made, all of it, individual and collectively. And our children are the younger adults that are our children. I'll always call her a child, however young or old she is. She's my child. But they're young adults and adults growing up and learning, and they are a part of being, taken into this messaging. So we can have discernment. We have discernment, and often though young people don't have that same level of discernment with what they're seeing and what they're feeling and what the vision of what's coming through social media, and they get pulled into directions that we think are not healthy. And yet this is all one thing happening. As I said at the very beginning, there is one thing happening, and that is spirit unfolding through us in our and as our unique expression. So is it mine to interfere with that with another person? It's mine to be the love, to be the container, to be the person that can share and give understanding of a different point of view. Is it though my true responsibility to try and change and mold and shape in a way that makes it feel okay for me? I have to keep asking myself this question. This is Tuesday morning mama power for you here. Where are we? Do you have anyone coming in? I've been talking for the past 20 minutes. If you're watching here, you are on New Thought Media Network. Hi to you. It's so great to be here with you right now and to be sharing with you on this live broadcast. And not always when I share, I want to share authentically and not to kind of come here on a Tuesday and on a Friday and kind of make things okay if it isn't in my life. And I want to be real and authentic with you in the moment. I'm living these principles of truth and I'm doing the work for my life. And I want to show up to be absolutely real with you and knowing that I have done so much, and so I can speak not from a hurt place. I can speak from a place of experience. And that actually leads into the next part. We've kind of been aware of our own self-inquiry, and then we surrender again and again. And with that surrendering comes a high level of forgiveness, in whatever shape or form that looks like. For me, I love Ho'oponopono. I love the exercise of Ho'oponopono. I love the practice of it. It feels real. It feels ancient. It feels like many have walked that path of Ho'oponopono and actually created a consciousness around it. And I love being able to use it and know that it is a very engaging and enlivening practice that works. And if it's new to you, then research it and look it up, because I feel it's so simple. We're forgiving ourselves for joining in with the story and for what it is, the part that we've played in that, whether that is emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. We're loving ourselves. And we're saying thank you for the release of this, and I love you, because ultimately there's one thing happening, as I've said at the very beginning, and this one thing knows me, it knows my child, it knows you, it knows each of us, and it knows love. And when we choose to align with love, with that absolute love in every moment, when we choose to live from that, that is a high conscious living and a high conscious choice. When we choose to lift ourselves and be in that place, we're choosing to dissolve anything that's unlike love. And that's where the forgiveness comes in. I made a choice, a while ago, that I don't want to live in regret. I don't want to live with regret. And for me, regret means living with the baggage of not forgiving, of not letting go, if you like, of not letting myself out of those dramas and out of my own dramas that don't support me anymore. For me, regret means not actually facing true with myself and being fresh and renewed in the moment. And I think that there are many ways to see and understand a topic, aren't there? You probably have you definitely have your own view of a version of what regret means. And I made that declaration, if you like, and commitment to myself that I'm not going to live a life feeling regretful. And so that means having a heightened level of commitment to doing the work in the moment. And that's the next part that I just want to talk about here. We're not stacking up a stacking up pile of experiences and then, it's Tuesday morning, and so I'll do the work I need to do within me. It's Tuesday morning, time to do the work. forget all of that, especially when we have children, young adults, teens, young adults, mature adults that we call our children and ourselves. We are called to do this work in the moment, on the go. This is a very hands-on kind of right now kind of work attitude that we're having to refreshing in the moment. So we're definitely not stacking it up into a pile. We're definitely being honest with ourselves. We're refreshing and renewing so that there is no regret, because we've taken that inner action. We've done it. We've planted the seeds. We've made the foundation, if you like, and we're willing to put the bricks for the building in along the way with love. And it's a work in progress and a work in practice, and it's a learning in practice. And I feel really blessed to have journeyed all of this and still be journeying more with my daughter and myself, and learning more, and knowing that it is not easy. And yet it's that willingness to collaborate with myself that really, really is my guide and my teacher here for being that mama, using that mama power, being it for me, and being it in consciousness, holding that space for my child. So I'm asking you right now, do you have a system in practice for yourself? Because it is not a smooth. No, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be something. And our lives and our choices and decisions will impact that something. And if one of those major decisions is, what is the foundation, if you are setting the spiritual foundation to really turn towards this one thing that is happening, befriend it, converse with it, get to understand who you are more deeply, and love yourself through all of the process of this, of being a mama for you and for your family and for your child. And it is a commitment. Yes, it is a commitment. And that is what life is about, isn't it? The commitments that we make to ourselves for self-development, for personal growth, and to live a meaningful and fulfilled life. All from within. Whoa. It's 1 minute. I've been talking here for 29 minutes. That's not like me to talk so long. If you have any questions, anything you'd like to say, I'm willing. I want to hear. I want to know. I'd love to know what you would like me to talk on next time, or if there's a question that you would like discussed. You might not have a true ultimate answer from me, and yet I can give you my understanding in my way, as a guide, as a mother, as a business owner, and as a lover of spirituality and new thought, and the teachings that I use to inspire and empower me moment by moment. So you're here on New Thought Media Network. This is an incredible network and ministering that is bringing so many beautiful shows, broadcasts, teachings, educations, meditations, understandings of how to use spiritual practice for you on a daily basis. If you love this network and you're here and you're listening, maybe it's the first time, maybe you've been here a while, listening to other broadcasts, and if this really resonates with you, your soul, your heart, and you would like to share in a giving way financially, the link is down below. New Thought Media Network donate. Please feel free, excuse me, to share and be a part of the circulatory process financially. That is a beautiful thing to do. Until next time, stay well, no love, no peace, no joy, and I will be back here on Friday with Mama Power.